Hi everyone, I'm Emma, this is Emma Raisin Books. I'm going to do a book review for you today. Please excuse the cards, it's my son's birthday, and actually on Instagram I put just like 2 posts about what we've been up to, and so if you're interested, all my social media links down below, and it was my husband and I's anniversary as well, so August is a busy month for us. Anyway, the book I want to review for you today is Doris by Charles Heathcote. Charlie has got a YouTube channel, so I'll link him below. He is hilarious. I'm so glad that I stumbled across him on BookTube, and his sense of humour is very much my sense of humour, kind of very dry. I like his use of similes, and just the way he describes things is very, very funny. And I have been enjoying his channel, and then I've noticed that another couple of booktubers have read his book, Doris, and they gave it really good reviews. Lisa from Lisa's West Coast Reads reviewed it, so did Dane Cobain. They're both booktubers that I have a lot of respect for their opinion. And Dane in particular said, if you like the way that Charlie speaks, if you like his channel, then you're going to love this book. And I just thought, you know what? His sense of humour is so up my street, so I wanted to give this a go. So Charlie is an indie writer, and so it's really nice to be able to support being an indie writer myself, support another indie writer, and I am hoping that this is the start of me kind of getting more into indie books, because I really haven't read many in my life, so I think that would be a really cool thing to get into. Anyway, let's get on with talking about the book. So this book, I don't like to draw comparisons. People always do, don't they? They say this is the new whatever, but it's very similar to the series Keeping Up Appearances, if anybody watched that. With Doris is quite like Hyacinth Bouquet, you know, she has ideas above her station, she likes to show off and you know, make the best of herself and appear as middle class as she possibly can. The book is told from the perspective of her husband Harold, and it's written as he would speak, so it's written in a northern dialect. Now, it's not as strong as something like Trainspotting, and I really liked it. It's not written, you know, phonetically. It's written just with the grammar of a northern dialect. So as long as you're kind of familiar with how a northern English person would speak, then you'll be comfortable with the way that the words are. I personally couldn't do a northern accent to save my life. I have lived in the south my whole life, pretty much as south as you can get, because I lived in Plymouth for a while. But my family's complicated, and 2 of my brothers are from Cumbria, were brought up in Cumbria, so 2 of my brothers have got a very northern accent. And obviously, like, you see, you know, there's people with accents around you in life, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm comfortable with the way that a northerner would speak, and so when you get a sentence that grammatically isn't like correct because it's written in a dialect, because my brain transfers into like the accent, I can read it, if that makes some kind of sense. So my point is basically, a very long-winded way, if you've never heard someone from the north of England speak, ever, then maybe you need to spend a bit of time watching Charlie's videos, so you get into, you know, the mode of speech. You know, it's not particularly strong. It's just a really sort of nice, the whole thing that it's not just the speech passages. The entire book is written in northern speech patterns, and I think it's really lovely. Highlights for me were not even so much the plot, and the plot is good fun. It's just the little touches, it's the way that things are described. Charlie's use of language is stunning, and the way the characters are described and the way the characters interact, it's sort of all about, to me, the setting and the description in the book is what makes it. And silly little things like, so there's a part, I couldn't find the section if I tried, where Doris is talking about, they go and visit Janice Dooley, and amongst many criticisms of her house, she doesn't have a clean doorstep, and she talks about, you know, keeping her doorstep perfectly clean, which is a very old-fashioned English thing to do, of women going out and cleaning their doorsteps, and in fact women would talk to each other and socialise whilst they did that. And it was a matter of great pride to have a clean doorstep. And so I really like, you know, that reference to something that's quite sort of particular. And to me, little touches like that are what makes me appreciate Charlie's view. I felt like he really knows these kind of characters, these sort of middle class, older ladies, you know, part of the WI and all of that, and it came across with a real sort of fondness, a real affection for this kind of character, and I feel like we've all known somebody like this. And it's all very much of a caricature, but I found it all a very loving caricature. And yeah, just the attention to detail, and you know, the shops that Doris would shop in, the kind of things that she would consider classy. I felt like it was all just really spot on. And you know, to get a young guy who can write so beautifully about a 70-odd-year-old woman, I think is a massive credit to Charlie. It's beautifully done. The fact that Harold is always Harold with the H dropped, and then there's a section where it's discussed, again I couldn't find it, I should have marked this up, that, you know, she only adds the H if she's like trying to give airs and graces, and that when they got married her vows were was that I do take the Harold Copeland, but then as soon as they were married it was Mrs. Harold Copeland, you know. I just, it's so sweet. I don't want to try reading sections out of here, because the fact that I can't do a northern accent is going to sound so appalling and embarrassing, probably even a little bit offensive. But it's just really lovely. This was such a warm, sweet, funny book. It's really well written. It's beautifully produced as well. It's you know, thick pages, and it feels like a good quality book. He's done a fabulous job. He's an amazing writer, and I look forward to putting Indisputably Doris, the sequel, onto my TBR. So anyway, leave me a comment if you would like to. Perhaps you read our Doris and you'd like to share your thoughts on it. And please like, please subscribe if you would like to. As I said before, all my social media accounts are linked below, as well as Charlie's, and I will see you all for my next one.